Andrew's back. We're moving because we need water desperately.
I've showered on land a lot.
I need a shower now. And then we're going to play it by ear. We're going to see if we're going to continue on for another couple of hours to Batchworth, I think it's called, Rickmansworth, or if we're just going to moor up just the other side of these locks here by the water point. We'll see.
Probably go to the Waitrose. That's what I want to do.
It is compelling. Okay, let's go. One lock, and then there's the water point. Nice to put a wash on, and then yeah, we're going to see how we get on. It may feel like we've been on this journey to London for about 1,000 years, but in real time this is actually day 50 since we started this trip. And although our pace could be described as leisurely at best, we still have our eye firmly on our destination. We're going to central London. Slowly. And slowly was how this particular lock was also going. I think there's something a bit wrong with the paddles at this lock because it's taking forever. It said on the map that there was a problem. It's taking forever to fill. It's a big lock and it was fully empty, so it's taking us a while. After a full half an hour dealing with this one lock, we were finally out the other side. Our next job was finding the water point. There are maps and guides showing the location of all the facilities, but when you're new in an area, it's not always easy to spot them. Oh, but that mile marker means we're 72 miles away from our starting point, back in Braunston. We found the water point and there was a boat already filling up, so we pulled in and waited our turn.
World's slowest hose.
This is maybe the worst water pressure we've experienced yet, so this is going to take a while. The person on the boat in front said they'd spent almost 2 hours.
And our tank's quite big,
yeah.
So this could be a...
And ours is pretty much entirely empty, so it's 20 to 5. Let's see how long this takes. I think it's just a horrible slow tap. And there's not another tap until we get all the way into Rickmansworth.
Gotta just fill on this.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
This was turning out to be a very slow day. We did get to meet this little guy though.
Oh my god. What a cutie.
Oh.
What a cutie.
That's a
made
star
for the
right
camera.
there. Oh my gosh, so sweet. 2 full hours later, we finally had a tank full of water and off we went again. That was an insanely slow tap. It usually takes us about 20 minutes, half an hour on a normal tap. There was definitely something wrong with that one. But at least we got the most important job done, and since it was such a lovely sunny evening, we decided to keep going towards Batchworth, or Rickmansworth. I penciled in Rickmansworth as today's destination because it's supposed to be a nice place to stop, but honestly, mostly because there were some supermarkets nearby. There were rumours of a major heatwave approaching, and we were taking them very seriously. Being in the proximity of a big shop was quite appealing because then we could be nearby to stock up on ice and all sorts of nice chilled foods. Rickmansworth is also somewhat of a spiritual checkpoint on the journey to London. If you do research on the Grand Union and the route we're on, there is a very common thing that comes up again and again. The story goes, the Grand Union is lovely, it's safe, it's beautiful, highly recommended, no issues, no notes. Until you hit a certain area. After this point, it's said that it immediately becomes a dump and a crime-ridden hellhole and is best avoided at all costs. That point is Rickmansworth. For many people who happily cruise the Upper Grand Union, Rickmansworth is the point at which they turn around and head back again. And I mean in the direction we're coming from, away from London. What is this, like, cutest dogs ever competition? Meet-up of, like, completely useless dogs? What is that? That's a teddy bear. That's not a dog, that's a teddy bear. The one being held, I'm crying. Yeah. The law basically says Rickmansworth is the last nice place, and then you must somehow levitate over the last 25 miles to Paddington, which is the next nice place. Rumour has it if you stop after Rickmansworth, you'll immediately be boarded by pirates and eaten by sharks. Probably. So we were very interested to see how this next part would go.
Here we are, cruising again.
We've got Croxley to the right of us. Actually,
To the left, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
exactly. So true. You may have noticed that we're seeing trains crossing over the canal that look suspiciously like the London Underground. It is the Tube, it's the Metropolitan line. To me, this is further evidence that this is basically Greater London, even though technically it isn't. I don't remember it being called the Hertfordshire Underground though. But even though we're now within a tube ride to Central, Canal side, it's still very much a chill vibe. It hasn't suddenly become really urban, it's more like small pockets that you pass through.
You pause to listen to me sing when I wander around your kitchen. Grab my waist and dip me and hold me in position. Vision blurred as we were sitting round and round my favorite meal. For I knew it was a kissing. I never knew what I was missing.
This section had a stretch of actual houseboats, which are usually static and they're designed as a floating house on the water, not for navigation. I'm so intrigued by these. I assume they must still need to come out of the water every few years for blacking? Does anyone know? One thing's for sure, there is definitely a shift in boater demographics as you move south. We've left behind the hire boaters and most of the leisure boaters. I'd say the vast majority of people here live on their boats. And what's immediately noticeable is there are way more young people. So many young people. And the reasons for that are obvious. There are more job opportunities in London and high housing costs attract younger people to boat life in the city. While people of retirement age are maybe fulfilling a lifelong dream of narrowboat life and have invested their savings into their boat to get away from it all, so they're more drawn to the countryside. And all of this is boat life. Neither one is more valid or proper than the other. But different lifestyles and different requirements mean loads of different boats. The variety of boats you get to see here is super fun and definitely kept us occupied. Huge Dutch barges, tiny yogurt pot cruisers, converted oil rig lifeboats, and whatever you call this. I mean, that is quite the boat.
That's
The way it's like
iconic, yeah.
seamless on it, that's kind of cool. Wow. As long as it can fit through the locks, you'll probably find it here. This is Batchworth, and parallel to the lock that we're in, there's another lock which takes you up onto the River Chess. It doesn't go very far, but there's a basin there with long-term moorings. We're heading straight on and hoping to find a spot on the visitor moorings, which of course will be busy. We expect everything from this point on to be busy. It's once again nighttime, and we're not moored up. We were trying to figure out the vibe because we've never been here before, and it didn't look like people were really double mooring, so we were kind of hoping there might just be a single spot for us. If not, we'd be cruising through another lock in the dark, which is really best avoided. We could see ahead that the visitor moorings looked pretty busy, but the supermarket Stop and Shop was free, so we pulled straight up on that, and Andrew headed off to grab us some essentials in case we have to cruise on and end up somewhere in between, not near any shops.
Go. Oh. I'll see you too in a moment.
Supermarket moorings are always incredibly convenient. There are quite a lot of them with shops near the canal. But this one is right on it. It's practically a drive-through. Super handy and just plain fun. We've just parked our house next to Big Tesco. That is never not a novelty. He's done it! It's looking extremely busy around here, not gonna lie,
But hopefully we'll find a
we'll
spot.
find some spot somewhere. There's about half an hour of daylight left, and Matilda's been a really good girl. I feel
Yeah,
like
she
I
is.
need to say, look, she's just
Yeah.
been sitting there like a little angel. Yes, that's you. Found a spot, we're mooring up. Not only did we find a mooring that was the exact right size we needed, but mooring rings? This is luxury. Come on please darling, thank you. We're not doing batting, come on.
We find the two ones that are the same weight. 678. Wait, 680. Oh, that's a good match. So 0, 3.
It's not necessary,
Then
just
we-
do it by eye.
Yeah, but by eye might not be accurate.
God forbid. All's fair in love and pasta. off to check out Rickmansworth.
No idea what it'll be like.
No, don't really know anything about it, other than there's a Waitrose. The walk into town was only 15 minutes and it was all through this park, which was very pleasant. This ended up being our daily walk while we were here. We'd work during the day and then go to the Waitrose to pick up dinner in the evening. The Metropolitan line, have you ever heard of Rickmansworth?
No, literally never.
Like, are you guys making these places up at this point? I can get the tube in.
That's nuts.
What zone is it in?
Look at that.
If you're thinking all we ever do is go food shopping, then yeah, kind of. When we're moored up near shops, we like to take advantage of it. Hey, if you're enjoying this vlog, why not subscribe? Imagine.
That's a lot of geese. Yeah, YouTube.
What YouTube channel? What's your YouTube channel?
Kris Atomic. It's hers.
See it. Let me see. I spell it out.
Oh god.
Chris.
Atomic. Or like atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna search you up now.
All right.
K-R-I-S.
Yeah. One subscriber at a time. That's how we do them.
Yeah. Pick them up.
On the streets. Cheap plants. £2.79 each. That's £13 worth of Waitrose plants. I'm quite pleased with myself. What a sweetheart. Lovely. Beautiful socks. Shedding merrily.
Because it's warm.
Yeah. Aside from going to the shops, we were also right next to Rickmansworth Aquadrome, which sounds like a sick theme park, but is actually a nature reserve. So we got in some really good walks around there as well. There's no way that's just a normal plane. Where are the wings?
Yeah.
Where is that going? It'd be so classic to see a UFO in Rickmansworth.
It would be, yeah. So what else can you see in there?
I can see a huge amount of nose, a yay high giraffe, lots of mirrors. Looks potentially interesting. We may have to come back.
Why won't they let you in?
It's a bit of a heat wave. It's the hottest day of the year so far. It's 25 degrees now. It's going to be 27. We'll have to buy some ice. So far, it's very warm, but it's not horribly uncomfortably hot yet. Our boat does very well in hot weather, I think, because it's light on top and on the side. So
something about boat that's also worth knowing is because I guess it's surrounded by water. At night it cools down right away, because in our old flat it would get hot and it would stay hot and just stay hot and you could never get cool.
yeah.
But here temperature drops straight down, so in winter that's a negative because the heat escapes during the night, but here it instantly cools down. So
It's like a water-cooled engine, but we are the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so at night we just get as much cold air in, open all the hatches, and does well. It's also really good because we can take all the windows out, let a bit of air move around. But yeah, going to the shop to get some ice and some things we can eat that don't require cooking because it's too hot to put the oven on. Okay.
It's hot, isn't it, Muffin?
Really quite hot. Get that ice in the freezer first. Oh, baby.
It's too hot.
This is good. She has
Yes.
made herself long. She's put herself in front of the fan. She's blowing gently. You're doing fantastic.
Don't bother her.
I'm not bothering her.
That looked like bothering.
I'm not bothering. I was just telling her that she's loved. It is quite warm today. Just woken up. It's 27 degrees on the indoor temperature monitor, and I think it's a little bit cooler than that outside. So I'm gonna go and read and chill and have my morning coffee outside, and then yeah, just try and keep it cool in here. Matilda. Got my coffee, got my water, got my little seat outside. Gonna read my book, do my journaling. Perfect. I saw the most enormous fish
Oh god,
swim
really?
by. It was like this big, and it was just underneath, and it literally like went by as if it was on the commute. The heat wave was brief, but the unusually hot weather, combined with England's unusually good results in the football around this time, created a unique atmosphere. It felt like being on holiday. Not just because we were somewhere new and it was hot, but because literally no one else seemed to be working. It was one of those brief moments when the entire nation seems to sack it in to sit in the sun or go down the pub.
Just love him.
He's got a bit of the taxidermy fox.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Are you enjoying outside?
I'm absolutely loving it.
Not talking to you.
Oh, sorry. Are you talking to Matilda?
That's it. Where's the microphone? Give her a little...
Are you enjoying it outside?
Matilda, are you enjoying it outside? Do you have any statements to make? Anything you'd like the people to know?
Don't be shy.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment. Batchworth and Rickmansworth were really lovely, and we could have stayed in this area much longer, but we had an issue. Matilda. In hot weather, Matilda usually stretches out in the coolest spot and becomes totally still, like a statue. You'll find her stretched out on the floor or in front of a fan, preserving her energy. We've had a few hot spells with her. She usually takes it fairly well. We try and keep the area as cool as possible for her. But this time she seemed not quite herself. And even though I was grooming her regularly, she was looking like she'd been dragged through a hedge backwards. She's 17 years old, so she's a little bit raggedy, but she was looking more raggedy than usual. And she was licking herself more, which was odd because she doesn't really groom herself ever anymore. So I got really worried that she was really ill. If you've got cats, you know what it's like when they're not acting themselves. You know immediately something's off. The vet we use is a national chain, so if we need to take her in for anything while we're on the move, we can ring up the nearest branch and they have access to all her files, and it's always been really straightforward. It turned out that the nearest vet was in Denham, about 5 miles and 5 locks away. So instead of getting a taxi, which the cat hates obviously, we made an appointment and decided to move the boat closer. We are leaving Rickmansworth.
Enjoyed it here.
It's been very nice.
Now you remember how the boat works, and I say that as someone who perhaps doesn't.
You know, I'm sure it will come back to me. We're about to go quite soon into a lock, so
Yeah, so that's
it better
fine.
come back to me quite quickly. Every time this happens, you do sort of think like, do I remember how a boat works? Yeah.
I'm hopping on.
Oh.
So when we were in Rickmansworth, we met some lovely young lads who were quite excited to be in the vlog. So shout out, guys. But they told us this stretch of canal, when we came up to it, it would stink.
And it does. It smells absolutely terrible. There's a waste treatment processing plant or something like that just there, and it does smell very, very bad of human waste. Oh god, it's just got worse.
It's not pleasant.
So yeah, there's like a whole stretch of really great moorings here, lovely countryside views, not a single boat because it smells horrible. Obviously. Jesus. After the dire warnings that I'd read about what happens post-Rickmansworth, we were on high alert for a vibe shift. But it didn't really come. It still seemed beautiful and lovely, and not like any kind of dangerous hellhole. So on we went. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. I'm in love. It's the best garden I've seen in ages. This is completely impossible to see on video, so you're just going to have to believe me. But the other fork at this junction is a weir, and water was moving in that direction really quite vigorously. The whole boat was getting dragged to the left side. You see there's that big red sign saying keep right? Yeah, I was trying to keep the boat steady and right while Andrew filled the lock. And while he was waiting, he got these gorgeous serene shots, and I was fighting for my life in the background. I should really have just pulled onto the lock landing. I was being lazy. But by that point, I was like, well, it's only going to take a minute more. The lock will be full and I'll go straight in. But it felt like it was taking forever. Eventually, I did pull up at the lock landing and tied up because I could see that Andrew was doing something with the lock. I thought there was something stuck in the mechanism, maybe. I didn't know what was going on. We didn't have our walkie-talkies out that day. But in fact...
Just rescued this guy out of the canal. Wet. It's drying off, I think. There we go.
That red and yellow boat is called the Slowness of Cows, by the way. One of the more mysterious names that we've come across. Water point. Come out, flapping everywhere. Right. Any sign of bins?
That could be, that little hatch part back there could
should
be.
we have a look?
Yeah. That's what was dragging the boat. Absolutely terrible. Wow. Don't see stuff like this in Braunston, do you?
There's a lot of water. Oh, and over there as well, look.
Yeah.
It's a double. Found the bins.
Good.
We need them a lot, actually. We've got 2 weeks worth of rubbish on top of the roof.
That's something this canal is being poor for.
Yes.
If I was rating everything, the canal's lovely, but the bins...
The bin situation, it's specifically like rubbish bins, because there is lots of places where you can do recycling, which we have been doing. We've been taking like bags of recyclable stuff into like the town and getting rid of it in the recycling bins, but actual just trash rubbish is very hard unless you've actually got proper bins, and we can't just like randomly throw it in other people's bins, so we've had to just carry it with us. And there is at Rickmansworth, there is a like a refuse facility which people say you can use, but I don't know, we haven't tried that. Like we're in this bizarre park up. Woo. Okay, I'm going to check.
Yes, you do water, I'll do this rubbish.
Water point done. Rubbish, finally done.
I'm very speedy there.
That was very good. It says limit 30 minutes and we were done in like 15. So that was really good. Got a wash on. I'm going to do some more washing, drying. Need a snack now. I need a snack quite badly.
Oh, look at that.
Hello, bridge.
Oh, that is a low bridge.
That is one low bridge. Quite tarpon, looks really cute. After one last lock and about 4 hours cruising in total, we arrived in the rough general area of Denham, within walking distance to Matilda's vet appointment. Tell me why I just pulled this guitar out of the canal.
It's a great question.
I thought it was the back of a guitar. I reached out and I pulled it out. I just saw this bit. It's a full guitar.
Absolutely insane. Are you saying there's violence on the waterways?
There is violence in the waterways, and it's come
Terrible
directly
neighbours.
for us.
Cool.
Yeah. I wasn't joking when I said that. They're nipping each other. How close can you get to them?
How, without losing my finger?
You guys. Okay, we're ready. Isn't this the bravest cat you've ever seen?
So brave, so brave.
Everyone nod and clap.
So brave. Okay, explain what's happening here.
Our bestie is going to the vet. We found a vet in Denham, she's got to go. So that's where we're going. She doesn't really like a carrier, so we're going to try her in the bag. We used to have a carrier with us. So if you change your mind, you can go in the carrier. Alright, that's it. It's very handy, it's hands-free.
Do you want to explain what's happened?
I don't know if I want to put Muffin on blast like that.
Quite indignified.
No. She's got fleas.
She's never had fleas
Our little
before.
baby has caught fleas somewhere. She's never had fleas before. So it's been a bit of a shock for all of us. It truly was a shock and a mystery how this indoor cat had managed to pick up fleas. There is simply no way of knowing. Normally we put her in a carrier and we take her in a car.
She hates that.
But she hates both parts of that. She hates being in a carrier and she hates being in a car.
But this is quite exciting.
We're hoping this will just be like a fun thing we're doing rather than a horrible being stuffed in a carrier and then going in the car. Look, Muffin, it's a river. That way. Doesn't want to see the river. It's geese.
Matilda, we're about to enter Denham.
We're entering Denham. Let's go. She's so weird. She doesn't really even look at dogs.
No.
It's like she doesn't even...
Tell everyone how brave she's been.
She was the bravest girl at the vet. She did extremely well and everyone said she did a wonderful job being very, very calm and a good girl. She's had her meds applied, so we should be feeling much less itchy, won't we? Within 7 or 8 hours. And then hopefully that'll be the end of this debacle.
Let's
We've
go back to the
returned.
boat.
Let's go back. That was easy peasy, wasn't it, Muffin? Absolutely simple. No problem.
She must be tired now. Come on.
Let's get you back in. Come on. I just want to give her agency so she...
Yeah, walk back in.
Yes. With Fleagate behind us, we spent another couple of days in the spot because it was incredibly peaceful and we had a suspicion that this might be our last peaceful stop for a while. We're now only 20 miles away from Paddington and it's about to get pretty exciting. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. If you want to catch up with me in the meantime, you can find me on Patreon and thank you so much to my patrons. See you soon. That's the last lock for a while. I think the next locks are Camden, right?
Yeah.
That's our last lock until we hit central London.
Pouring with rain, everything's soaking.
It's pissing it down.